Okay, have you ever wondered what it feels like to be embarrassed? Like anybody else experienced something like this? Okay, hold on. Let me set you up. Okay, there we go. So I was 6 years old when me and my brother and my dad were cleaning up our backyard, and we just gotten back from a baseball game that we had, a little t-ball game. And we got on the way home, we stopped at Wendy's for lunch, and I got my little Frosty with my fries, dipping it in the Frosty was fire. But I was going to the trash can out back, in the back of the yard to throw my Wendy's away because we just got home. I just had some extra trash. So my dad and my brother were behind me walking in the house door, and we lived out in the country in Texas. So wildlife, animals, that was a usual thing. And so I'm walking over to the trash can, which is at the edge of a fence. It's like at a corner of the fence, there's a little trash can. I walk over, I'm 6 years old, lift up the trash can, drop my food in there, and I close the trash can and I look up, and right there in front of my face, coiled up on a fence, is this long black rat snake. And it's just propped up, staring at me in the face within an arm's reach. Now, not my arm because I was 6, but 2 or 3 feet away from me. And I was so scared. I flipped out. I started running so fast backwards because I didn't have time to think. So I started running and screaming. My dad and my brother are back, at the edge of the house watching this all unfold. In fact, I found out later they had seen the snake, saw me walking over to it, and didn't say anything. And so I was running backwards so fast that I actually tripped and fell and hit my head. Now, I wasn't hurt or anything because at first I was so scared that I started crying because I was so scared. And then as I was running, I saw the humor and I started laughing. So I'm laughing and I'm crying and I'm running backwards as fast as I can, screaming. And then I fall and I hit my head. And then I hear my dad and my brother laughing at me. And then I stopped laughing and I started crying because I was scared and I was embarrassed and I was mad at them for laughing at me and not telling me that it was there. And that's probably my earliest memory of embarrassment, where I felt embarrassed for being scared and falling on my face. It's funny now, but back then I was scared. More recently, a couple of months ago, I was starting to serve at my church, playing guitar and singing. And this was one of the first times, if not the first time, that I was ever doing a solo worship session where I was leading junior hires. And I would play the same songs twice in the morning. So one at 8 a.m. or one at 9 a.m., another time at 11. And so there was 2 services for the junior hires. Well, the first one in this song set, there's a song that I'm not familiar with. And so a couple of days before, I'd been practicing, I'd been listening to it. So I was pretty comfortable with it. The first service goes great. Everything's normal. Everything's great. Now, I'd only been serving on the worship team for probably, a month and a half, probably 2 months by now. And, but I had no stage experience other than that. And so this is the second service, 2.5 hours after the first one. And between those services, I didn't really look at my music. I didn't listen to music. I kind of just okay, the first service went well, so the second service is going to go well too. First 2 songs go as normal. I know these songs, been doing it for a long time, so really easy, really great. And then I take a pause before the third song, which is the unfamiliar one. And I try and say, I think I said a prayer or said a few words to try and help them lead them into this moment, because this is kind of a newer song for them as well. So I'm introducing this song. And in that prayer, I'm getting ready to play this next song, and I realize I don't remember how it goes. I have the words in front of me. I know the words, but I don't remember how it sounds. I don't remember the melody. And suddenly I start sweating immediately. And so I try and buy myself some time. I take a step back from the mic, and I'm just playing the guitar. And I'm trying to be soft and sentimental in this moment because it's a sovereign moment. We're in prayer, we're in worship. And I am standing back from the mic, humming to myself, trying to find where it starts, how it starts, what's the rhythm, how does it, I don't remember anything. And I'm okay, maybe if I just jump in and just do it, I'll remember it. So I get up to the mic, I'm still playing, and I'm about ready to start singing, and I go, and I don't say anything because I don't remember how it goes. And I'm like, all right, let me try again. And so then I go up to the mic and I start singing, and I'm singing the words, but the melody's not coming to me, and I'm literally making it up. And I suddenly feel so, I guess, embarrassed, but like afraid of like, oh my gosh, dude, I don't know how this song goes. This is so embarrassing. My face is red. I'm sweating. The stage lights are making me sweat even more. And so, long story short, I made up the whole song. I didn't remember how any of it went. And I made up the whole song. And I remember getting off the stage, just feeling like embarrassed, disappointed, like, man, I let them down, I let myself down. I should have practiced and studied more. I should have listened to the song more. I should have been more prepared. And once again, felt very embarrassed. Fast forward 5 or 6 months from there, I've been leading solo worship for the junior high many times by now, and I haven't forgotten songs since that one. But that was the one moment where I learned that, hey, you need to know your songs, you need to prepare, you need to practice, you need to be ready. When the instance with the snake on the fence and I was a kid with the trash can throwing my trash away, that taught me it's okay to laugh at yourself even if you fall down and look silly, and to not take yourself too seriously. And these moments just remind me, like, every day of like, hey, embarrassment is a part of life. It's part of trying. It's a part of learning. It's a part of growing. Both the examples that I gave today were just examples of growing personally, learning life, learning how to stumble and fall, learning how to forget things in important moments, and learning how to roll with it, and to not let that moment define me, but to let that moment shape me and to help me grow into who I am becoming. I'm much more confident with music, and I take practice more seriously, and I take preparation. I see how important it is, and it's totally shaped me and who I am. So if you've ever been embarrassed, if you've ever had that feeling before, understand that's part of who you're becoming and shaping you into the person that you're being. And don't be embarrassed to be embarrassed, because everybody gets embarrassed at some point in their lives, and it's part of that growth process. So hope this helps. Hope this is inspiring. Hopefully you learned something from my stories. I like telling stories. So thanks again. My name is Stephen Hunt. Till next time. Peace.